Yes, dear face, good evening and good evening all of the participant. We can start.
Right, sir.
I am audible?
Yes, sir. This time. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another session of our one-week hands-on virtual workshop on artificial neurons and neural networks. Over this course of the workshop, we have explored the foundations of artificial intelligence, learning mechanisms, and predictive modeling. Today, we will focus on a real-world machine learning application that is widely used across industries, customer churn modeling. The data set we'll be working on contains information about bank customers and whether they choose to remain with the bank or close their accounts. While this may seem like a business problem, it is actually a classic example of machine learning classification task, where the objective is to predict future outcomes based on historical data. Churn predictions is used by banks, telecom companies, subscription platforms, and many other organizations to understand customer behavior and take proactive measures to improve customer retention. Through today's hands-on session, we will explore how machine learning models can analyze customer attributes, identify patterns, and estimate the likelihood of a customer leaving. This session brings together many of the concepts we have discussed throughout the workshop: data preparation, analysis, feature selection, model building, and prediction into a practical end-to-end machine learning application. Guiding us through today's session is our esteemed mentor and speaker, Dr. Meher Chand, whose expertise in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data-driven technologies continues to make advanced concepts practical and accessible for learners. With great pleasure, I invite Dr. Meher Chand to kindly lead us into today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, dear face, for nice introduction to open the today's session. And first of all, welcome to all the participants again to rejoin this ongoing workshop. Okay, yesterday due to technical issues, actually, my system was overloaded due to heavy data set, and I was not able to execute all the content for the yesterday's session, and a lot of time was required to update everything, and I have to spend more than 10 hours to make all the things possible for the next session. So um, I have only one solution. I can share the content so that also some of the participants were asking about assignments. So I thought we should assign an assignment to the participant so you can have time also to spend. But unfortunately, I was able to share this content late evening. Okay, for Indian participant, but for the other participant from Nigeria, or they have good time. Okay, but mainly for Indians, it was too late. Okay, so the content which I share with you was a real data set. Okay, and also I want to express my pleasure about your feedback. The feedback is really very strong, and I appreciate the feedback which you submit. Okay, so most of all the participants are highly, uh, you can say, these sessions are very informative, knowledgeable to all the participants, and you are gaining a lot. Okay, and the suggestions which you submit, I accept all these, and we will consider in the coming sessions. I really appreciate your strong feedback. So without any loss of time, I'm I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yes, this is my screen, and you can see this file. Okay. So yesterday I uploaded two files. You can see in my current directory. One is customer churning prediction model, which is Jupyter notebook file. Extension is IPYNB. And the second is churn modeling.csv. Okay. And third one also is there, which is Excel file. Okay. So this doesn't matter whether you have the data set inside Excel or CSV. We can use both the file, but I recommend you to use churn modeling CSV file because it this file is very easy to use in Python. Okay. Also, we can use a text file, JSON file, etc. But this is the most highly useful and easily we can use uh, in Jupyter or other interface for Python. So as you can see, all these files which I upload in the Google Drive link, and also I drop the message that all these three files must be in your single directory. As you can see, I have a download folder, and there I have created one folder known as customer churning prediction. Okay, inside this folder I have these three files. Okay, now uh, actually when we are using this file, some of the operations take more time to execute because of very long calculations are required. Okay. So yesterday a lot of time also I have to spend because I have to check all type of the errors if there is any before sharing with you. So one or two level there was some error and I check very carefully. So when you will execute, okay, so you will do step by step, and some of the modules which we are using specifically for correlation or heat mapping or some more are there visualization where very strong calculations is required, but it will take some time and you have to keep patience in that particular case. Okay, so here we have the model churn modeling. Okay, this data set contain details of a bank's customer. That the target variable is a binary variable reflecting the fact whether the customer left the bank or he continued to be customer. Okay, so this type of the data, and we want to analyze specifically this data set is concerned with the business. Okay, so here you can see first we are required to import this file. So you can see just 1 minute to work. 1 minute, please. I did you try this file in your system, dear participant? Please let me know. I have shared this file with you. Did you try this file? Anyone, please? You can unmute your mic. it means no one tried this file. Okay. If you are not replying, it means you did not try. And specifically, I mentioned that you must try this content. Okay. No one is replying. Okay. Some of the participants are replying in yes, no. So, was this file executable? Did you face any problem, any challenge, any problem? Shri Bala, Pal Gokul, anyone please? No, there was no error, no any problem. Okay, 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 thank you. I think you must have some prompts because some part is missing here. Just give me 1 minute, I am checking. Download. So we have to go back. 1 minute, please, 1 minute. Okay, yes. Import the necessary libraries. This part is was missing here. Okay, and I hope whenever if you have used this file, you have some error. But if you are using, I don't know how much shell you have run. We are required. These are the libraries which we need to use here. Okay, so I am copying all this file so I can make this file final for you and mark it down. Control and enter. Then I need one more shell. Yes, control. Now this file is fine. Okay, so here this part you already know. Pandas, NumPy, Cborn, Matplotlib, and sometimes there is warning and we want to ignore. Then also we have to use this one. And all these you can see there are different models are there for machine learning. Okay, so we have the level encoder, trend test, split, logistic regression, Gaussian and bit decision tree classifier, random forest classifier. So all these are different models or algorithms which we are required for different machine learning. Okay, and also in the last model, okay, we use all these confusion matrix, ROC score, okay, recall score, AOC, accuracy score, etc. So these are required to test the accuracy of the model. Okay, and we there is a confusion matrix. So all these are different algorithms and the models which we can use. Not all, but some of them are. These are important. Okay, so by using all these models, we will test, and they have different accuracy. Okay, and later on by testing all these, we can decide to which model give us more accurate, and according to that we can decide. Along with the, we are need some more concept about which type of the test we can use for the accuracy is in the last session. One of the participant was asking accuracy score, okay, and how much is accurate, how we can check all these. So I have prepared one more file for this, and this will help you to understand. Actually, when we want to develop uh, any kind of the machine learning model, okay, so we are starting from very simple model, and now we have the very complex data set also. So that when you across all these type of the different modules or the algorithms, then you will be habitual and you will be familiar about the various terms and workflow of implementation, their test accuracy. Okay, what are the parametric conditions so that we can decide along with the interpretation of the outputs, which when we apply and we have some output and we are required to interpret, we need deep understanding about the fundamentals so that we can easily interpret. Okay, so these are the essential libraries and the packages for the machine learning which are essential. So simply what you will do, if you do not run this file, okay, you can press this one. If your cursor is at this place, then this shell will execute. Okay, and there is no error. It means all the packages libraries which are essential for uh, these packages are there. If there is any library or library is missing, then we can have some error when you will execute this shell. Okay, don't worry. In that you are required to install that particular library, which you will see in the message, and the Python itself will let you know which package or the library is missing. So according to that suggestion or the warning, which reflect is a warning in the desktop of this Jupyter notebook. So according to that, you can install the same and you can avoid the error. And in the previous sessions, I present this type of the example so that when such type of the error is occur, don't worry. What should we do? Just keep patience, study the message, and do accordingly. And still, if you are not able to understand, then there is one way, one more way. You can take the help from generative AI tools, just like ChatGPT is there, okay, and Grok is there. So by using these tools, these are mentors, these are teachers, these, yes, you can use helping tool. Okay, so sometimes if you have the problem, don't worry, you can take help from the chat gpt, and this will help you. This will reduce your time efforts. Sometimes when we have any error and we are not able to move forward, we have lost time. So to save the time, we can take help. We have the source in your desktop. Okay, so also in the today's session, I introduce some important part, but keep in mind when we have the interpretation by using these AI tools, you can use them as a helping tool or as a mentor, but don't use as a copy and paste from the outcomes by using these helping tool, generative AI. Specifically, most of the participants are using ChatGPT or Grok. Okay, so for learning, if we are using, it's okay. But if we are using the outcomes just getting from ChatGPT and copy and paste in our document, then this type of the practice is not ethical. This will increase the plagiarism in your document. Okay, just to try to understand what should you do, okay, when you are taking help from generative AI tools. So here, when all these packages are installed and ready to use, then so first thing is how you can read CSV file, and you can see this is the CSV file here, churn modeling. Okay, so we want to use this file. So see here the name which is available in the file, you will double click, right click on it and rename. Okay, then Control A and copy. As it is, you have to copy this name. If you increase any space or you make any mistake, just like M is in the uppercase and you are using in the lowercase, so Python is very sensitive. This will give you error. This will produce error, and you can see the syntax are same, but the file name always you have to put inside quote sign, because this is the name of the file. Okay, string. So string always we put inside quote sign. So whether you are using the single quote sign or double quote sign doesn't matter, but you have to use double single or double quote sign. And inside, along with the extension of the file, you have to put here. Okay, as you can see, .csv. If you are using Excel file, then the same extension you have to use here. Okay, and also at the base. If you are using text file, then here will be text and here is text. Other thing will remain same. Okay, so this is a very simplest way, and will generate a data set. Df means data frame. Okay, so when you will execute, yes, so the data frame has been generated, and all the information which is available in this churn modeling CSV file is now stored inside this variable, which is df. Df is used for data frame. Okay. After that, we have use head. We want to see what type of the information is there, variables name, etc. So you can execute this one. Okay, and now you can see all the variables which are inside the CSV file. You can see on the desktop here also. Okay, this is the excited. Okay, see the last column. This is the output value. These are the target values. Okay, so this is dependent. This is dependent variable on the other variables which you can see here. Okay, and see surname, we have a string, geography is a string, gender is also string, and other variables have only numerical values. So the functions which we discussed in the um, previous sessions. Okay, so the same are here also, but the thing is now we are using real data set. Okay, so all the steps which we have discussed in the previous session, okay, the same thing will happen at this place. Many steps will be same. Okay, okay, and some will be new. New will be the only algos or the models which we going to discuss today. Okay, so this step you can see, you can change, you can put here the some values, 100 to 1000, etc. Okay, so you can use a tail also, but by default when you are using head function, this will return only first 5 rows only by default. Okay, then if you want to check the size, understanding the data set is very important part. Okay, so the data set have 10,000 rows and 14 columns. So see the size of the data set. So if you want to check by using shape function, so shape function will help to, here we are not able to check the entire data set, but with the help of shape function, we can have the information about the data set size. Okay, see 10,000 by 14. So 14 variables are there, 10,000 rows are there. Okay, info will return some basic information about the variables, size, rows, column. Okay, so you can check it also. So here you can see there are 10,000 entries, 0 to 4 times 9. Okay, and this is the data frame. Also, there are total 14 columns are there. These are the column names, which you can see. These are the column names. No null. Okay, so here in this data set there is no missing value. If there is, we have to replace, we have to update, we have to remove the missing value. So there are several approaches we can use accordingly, depend upon our choice. Okay, so these are each 10,000, it means there is no missing value and no null. And on the last column, you can see the type, integer, object. So surname is object, and geography and gender also we have object. Object means some name. Okay, other are we have the values, some are integer, some are float values. So this will give us the entire information about our data set. So this is the second, third level to understand the data set. After that, if you want to check the null is null function we are using to check if there is any null value or not. Okay, but this part we have covered at this place, and we know that there is no null value. So that's why if you will execute, you can see all the values are zero. It means there is no missing value. Okay, now excited. Okay, so we want to check the excited value count. So this will return how many values, how many numbers are zero and numbers of one. Okay, so when you will when you will execute this shell, you can see zero are this time and one is this time. Okay, so uh, these are the output values which we are required. And also you can see that describe function also we have used. Okay, so here is also df.describe, and see just this very simple function is very important. This will give you some descriptive static of the data, including mean, standard deviation, minimum value, maximum value. Okay, so you can see, and just you are required to click here, and within a second you have the entire descriptive static about your this data set. Okay, within a second you have. If you are using the other way, it will take time. Okay, if you are using Excel directly, then uh, we have to write many functions, then we are able to get this type of value. But inside, by using Python, only this describe function is enough to get all this descriptive static. Okay, so here you can see the count of each variable. We have 10,000. Mean is in the second row, standard deviation. You can check the minimum value, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and maximum value. So this is the complete descriptive static. Then we can come to unique. Okay, what is the meaning of number of unique values? Okay, so this function is used to count distinct observations over the requested axis. Okay, so here we are using for df number unique. So in each variable, how many values are unique? So if you are using and you want to check, see row number, all these are unique value. Okay, customer ID, these are also unique value. Okay, no repeated. Surname, some of the person can have same surname. Credit score, you can see these are unique values 460. Geography, there are only three. Okay, these are three reasons only. Gender, male, female. Age group, you can see 70. These are unique value. Similarly, you can see all these. Excited, there are two because there are only 0 and 1 values. Estimated salary, you can see the number of the count here. Okay, so all these values with respect to variable name, we have unique values and we can observe from by using this one. And if you want to extract only the names of the variable inside your data set, you can use columns, df.columns. So this will give you column name. Why this is required? Because many times when you are at this level here, okay, and you want to use any variable name, so you have to go back. Okay, but by using this function, you can easily extract all the names of the variable, which is again very simple. Just you are required to use column name. Okay, so this will reduce your time. We are not required to move up your cursor up or down. So just at what place you need the name of the variables, just you use and this statement df dot columns. This will give you the all the variable names which are inside your data set. Okay, now here we have some interesting visualizations, data visualizations which we can do. SNS, this is the C for library, which we have already imported in the very beginning. All type of the libraries which are essential for this task we have in our very beginning part. So here, see pair plot. Pair plot means this will take two variable and they will visualize from the data set. Okay, so data is equal to df. So this is the data set, and see when you will execute this statement, and this will take some time. This will take some time. See, I have execute, but this will take some time to return the value. Yes, see the time, because there are 14 variables, okay, and three are non-numeric. So we have 11. So apply the permutation pairwise. So all these graph, okay, pairwise, you can see here. So you can imagine the lot of calculation is required. And according to that calculation, we have this pairwise visualization, which is possible only by using C for library. If you will try this thing in Matplotlib, Matplotlib is not able to do this type of the very complex calculation. Okay, so you can see this the matrix of the pairwise graph or plot of all the variables. So if you can see these are the all the variables at the bottom line. Okay, row number, customer ID, credit score, age, tenure, etc. On this line. Okay, and on you can see here also row number, customer ID. Okay, so these are the variable. So all the variables which are inside in our data set are on the horizontal line as well as on the vertical line. Okay, so this graph where my cursor is moving is based on row number and excited. You can see this graph. Customer ID, where now my cursor is moving at this place, you can see the customer ID, and on the left side we have excited. We have this graph, and so on. Similarly, if you want to observe this one, so we have two variable. One is the credit score. You can see one is credit score, and on the left side we have estimated salary. So corresponding to these two variable, we have this graph. Okay, so all this graph we can easily compare these variables. Okay, uh, to understand the relationship between the variables. Okay, and help to decide which variables are more effective. If this type of the variable don't have any relationship, then we can remove. So this you can see here relationship very strong. This type of variable we are required to select for study. Okay, so all these are very helping to understand the data set and which variable can have the more impact for our present study. So pairwise visualization again will help you to understand the entire data set and the impact of the relationship between them. Okay, so this is the pair plot. Now, see here, we again using here df dot column. Okay, so these are the variables. I will not execute here. Yes. Why this was required? Because after that we have started. After that we have started visualization. Okay, we want to visualize the graph by taking two variable, and we want to understand. Okay, so these names are here. We not required to go back. From this place, you can easily copy the name according to your request, your required requirement. According to that, you can choose any variable. Okay, one variable, two variable, three variable. What you want to visualize, what you want to understand. Okay, the first part, understanding of the data set is very, very important. So this is the way how you can deal with the real data set. Okay, so here now we have different examples. I will target here two or three examples how you can use, and some of the part I will let for you. Okay, so here this is the first statement. See, PLT dot figure size 15 by 8, and also we are using here x okay, rotation. So I will let you know how what is the meaning of this one by using, and then we are using sns.barplot. Okay, we can use matplotlib for barplot, but here the data set is very high, very big. That's why for the complex data set we have to use Seaborn library, and this easily return the visualized part. Okay, so here you can see this syntax we have used many times, sns.workload. Okay, now we are required two variable. One is we are taking geography, and other is estimated salary, hue, gender. Okay, so here we have three variables. So the we wanted to display the relationship of these two male and female relationship, and their any information which is existed in our data set. Color we are using teal, and data we have DF. So when you will execute, we can have this output. Okay, we can have this output on the horizontal line. We have geography, and on left side we have estimated salary. Okay, France, Spain, Germany. Okay, so the this color which you can see, the green, dark green, we are using for male, and black color is used for female. Okay, so here from this graph you can easily compare their estimated salary by this visualization. Okay, and France, Spain, Germany, these are three regions. Okay, three countries are there. And the use of this part 45, or if you are using here 135, 135. Now see, these are rotated in this direction. And if you are using 45, so these text you can rotate in any direction. uh, 90, I'm using 90. So when you will use 90-degree, these will appear like in this way. Okay, and more space is covered. But if you rotate them, so we can reduce the space. So you can use here 45 or 30-degree. If I'm using 30, yes, Spain, France, Spain, Germany. Okay. So in this way, you can manipulate, you can customize your graph. Similarly, you can have the other one here, rotation is taken 90-degree, and we have taken here other variable x equal to h, y equal to estimated salary from our data set. Okay, so I will not execute all this part. You can try yourself. So the main thing is here we are taking two variable to different two variables we are taking here to visualize them and to try to understand the relationship between them, how the data is inside our CSV file. Okay, so different type of the visualizations you can see, you can study, you can understand. Okay, so I can skip this part. Yeah, I can skip this part. See various examples we put here. Okay, so this is also only the bar plot and X, Y is active member or excited, use gender, data DF. So I can skip this part. I can skip this part. Yes. So all these visualization part you can do yourself. Not a big problem. You can choose any variable from the existing data set. Okay. So now come here, label encoding. What is the meaning of label encoding? One participant in the last session was asking when we have information in the data set, just like a true, false, or in the form of a string, just like male, female. Okay. So how we deal this type of the data set? Actually, when we study, we are required to convert the categorical data into numerical data set. Okay, we can apply statistical method only on numerical values, not on the categorical data. Okay, so here we have the way how we can categorize them. Okay, so here you can see get call is this is the variable name, and on the right hand side we have two variable geography and gender. We take these two variable and we are using here label encoder. The package library we have already installed in the very beginner. Okay, so just we are using label encoder. LE is equal to label encoder. Now we want to fit this one. So here what we do, we assign them some index for I in get column dfi, okay, is equal to le. Le is this variable fit transform. Okay, fit transform dfi. Okay, what is dfi? So I is the value which is taken from this place for each one. Okay, so the you can see uh, the values according to the index. Actually, we have three region geography, uh, three regions, three countries are there. So index will be 0, 1, 2. For gender, we have only 0 and 1. So this will automatically fit the transform in the entire data set and will store DF, inside DF. Okay. And after that, we can check the type, df.type. Okay. So see, here I comment, we convert categorical data into the numerical data with the help of the label encoding. So this is the function which we are using. So in this way, you can convert the categorical data into numerical data. Okay, because we we have very large data set, 10,000 rows are there, and to replace all these values one by one not easy. Okay, so by using this very small code, as you can see here, this will do all the tasks which you want to perform, which you will instruct here. Okay, so by giving the instruction according to this, you can convert the categorical data into numerical data, as I have told you. So when you will execute this part, and you can see now all these things has been changed, and what we need to observe, geography and gender. So here you can see geography, we have integer, and gender is also integer because Geography, we have three region. So there will be 0, 1, 2. Index in Python starting from 0. And age, we have, sorry, next was uh, gender. Gender is also 0 and 1. Male, female, easily converted into 0, 1. So this has been converted into numeric. Okay. So in this way, we can use. And df dot keys. These keys also displaying the column name only. Okay. These are the keys. Okay. These are the keys. So now here, okay. Number of product hash. Okay. So here you can see now rows is equal to and columns is equal to 7. We are taking rows equal to 2 and columns equal to 7. Okay. And figure size we are taking subplot x is equal to plt dot subplot uh, number of rows is equal to rows and number of columns is equal to columns, and this is the figure size. Column, see here column tf dot column index 0. We are taking only index 0. Okay. So here you can see for I in range, I in range, rows are only 2. Okay. And for j in range, columns are 7. Got it? So what are the meaning of this rows in range, for I in range and for j in range? So here we are using for loop. Okay. So here we have nested for loop. Two loops are we are using. This is the first one. This is the outer for loop, and this is the inner for loop. Okay, for these values. Okay, if index, see, if index is less than length column. Okay, if index less than column. Okay, so this is the column 7. Okay, then what should be the floor? See here, understand this part. If index is, what is the meaning of index? Index is I, index is j. Okay, j is for column and I is for rows. Okay, so here index is starting from 0. So we apply at this place the logic. See, we apply at this place logic. SNS is float df column index. Okay, we have the column index. Okay, ax is equal to ax I comma j. So index I plus I is equal to 1. So index will starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on for column as well as 2. So for both this loop, these two loop will work. As if not satisfied, then ax ij axis off, turn off the axis if there is no data. Okay, so this will execute until we have these two conditions which we assign at the base, 2 rows and columns 7. So when you will execute and blt dot tight underscore layout blt dot show. So this will be the plot will help us to check if the data is secure or not. So this will take pairwise plot, but not the entire less data. So I have executed this part, and you can see now This also takes some time to calculate all the values and we return here. But less time compared to previous one pairwise plot. Okay. Yes. So here you can see uh, tenure, balance, number of product has, and so on. So there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and these are also 7. So total are we have 14 variable and all those are there and divided inside 2 rows and 7 columns. Okay, according to instruction. Okay, and only we have the count and there uh, we have barcode. We have applied histoplot. Sorry, histoplot. So histoplot help us to understand the data set. So this is the data set for each variable. This is the first. You can start from this place. This is the first variable, second, third, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so this is the excited. There are only two values, 0 and 1. You can see the point on the left side we have count of each. And here is the age group. You can see the structure of the data histogram. Here is gender, male, female. Here is geography are 3 regions, 3 countries are there. Here is the credit score you can see. So by using this, you can easily understand about each variable. Okay, so here what we have done from our data set, this is the histogram of each variable. There are 14 variables. Okay, and here we are able to uh, plot the graph for geography and gender because in geography we have only strings were there, but later on by using uh, this technique, level encoding, we have convert into numerical data. Okay, categorical data into numerical data. Now we can also visualize geography and gender inside. You can see here. But if we are not converting this, then we have some problem. So we are not able to visualize these two variables. So first we are required to convert a numerical data set. Only then we can convert it. We can visualize, as you can see. Okay. Sometimes if you want to drop any unnecessary data, we can remove that. So for that particular, we have drop function. Drop now is also there, but here we have uh, data frame, and in data frame we are using drop function to drop the variable. So you can see here df dot drop gender x is 1 in place 2. This will drop this variable, and in the second row we have the age group. Okay, this is not much important for our study. Okay, here is also we have tenure. Okay, so these three variables we are removing from our data set. Okay, so here you can see geography, gender, and this channel 0 to 10. Okay, these are we are removing, and we think that this is unnecessary column, and we can drop them. So when you will execute this statement, you are able to drop these values. Now after that we have to. Now we are in the stage of to implement machine learning model. Machine learning model. So for that we have to convert the data set in two variables. As we discussed in the last session, we are required two variables. Okay, one is dependent variable, and the second one is independent variable or variables. Okay, sometimes we can have independent one variable, we can have two variable, we can have 10 variable, as you can see in this example. So here, what we are doing, so these variables already we have dropped here. We have new data set. If you want to check, we can do. We can do here. I can add one more shell. Yes. So here, what you will do? df dot head. Okay. Yes. So here in this data set, you will see that see the head name. There is no. There is no. There is gender is missing. You can see age variable is also missing. Has been removed. Tenure is also has been removed. Okay. These are removed. You can see. Okay. So also. Uh, also what we are doing now, this is the output value, this is the target value, last one excited. So this value is the output of based on these input variables, these independent variable. Okay, we have excited. Okay, 1010. Okay, so this last column is the target value, this is the y value, this is the y variable. And all these variable which you can see here are variables, independent variables. Okay. Also, we can remove this part, subname. So here you can see in x variable, we have drop excited, x is 1. Okay. And this variable is inside y. Y is equal to df excited. Okay. If you want to again check all these variable, so when you will execute these in this we have the x head on. So these are x variables of x or variables of values of x variable. These parameters are independent, which are stored inside x variable. If you want to check the y head, also I try to put here separately so that you can easily understand what we are doing. Okay, y dot head. So I think you clearly understand we divide the entire data set into two parts. One is x variable, other is y variable. In x we have several independent variable, and y we have is only one output value or target value. So in this way we can divide our entire data set into two groups. Okay, two group means independent variable and dependent variable. Okay. So now, very interesting part, and you will see that we are doing the same thing at place as we do in the very first model, linear regression. Same thing we are applying at place. No change. X train, X test, Y train, Y test is equal to train underscore test underscore split. X comma Y test size we are taking 0.2. The meaning is that 20%. Random state you can take any 40, 41, 42, 43, depend upon your choice. Okay. So This will build the entire data set. Okay, for the testing purpose, we will use 20%, and for training, this will use 80%. So the large data set is used for training, and very less data is used for testing. Okay, so here you can see 8,000, 2,000. We have 10,000 rows, and 10 columns are left now. Okay, we have 10 variables. So this is the size. So this part is used for training, and this size we are using for testing. Okay, so this is the entire process which we are required. Now you can apply. Various models are there. Okay, so here logistic regression. Here is logistic regression. So for that, pipeline, column transfer, standard scalar, one hot encoder, logistic regression, accuracy score. If you are using the model, we are required to check the accuracy also. Okay. So now, before doing this part, we have one more important part that will help you for better understanding. Okay. So what should we do now? I stop this file at this place, and tomorrow we will start from this place. But you must try yourself. Okay. But I will start from this place by tomorrow in the coming session. Okay. So now the most important part which we need to discuss. Just a moment. If you have any question from this place, from above from this place, any question, please. I just 1 minute. I stop sharing. Yes. Yes, please. If and also I think you can unmute your mic. Uh, yes, everyone can do. So please, if you have any question, for the before starting the next part. Everything is going well for you, which I am doing. All these are understandable. Are you catching all this content? Any issue, any problem? Any problem from your side or from his side? All things are going well. Hello, Priyanka ma'am. Priyanka ma'am. It is well. Okay. All the responses are very positive. Okay. So now again, I am going to share screen. Just 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute. This file is inside download. Okay. You can reply yes, no. I am sharing this file now. See my screen. My screen is visible. So this is the file which will be available for you. I will upload. Okay. Machine learning model evaluation, errors, accuracy metrics, and performance analysis. Okay. So these understanding about these parameters, which tests are there, which is the process, what you will do, everything. Okay. And actually, I convert it in a like article. Okay, so you can see the abstract, but for everything, machine learning model learn pattern from the data, make prediction decision based on the those whole patterns. Okay, so the ultimate goal of the machine learning model is to generalize the value to unseen data. So model evaluation help answers the following questions, which usually you ask from me also. How accurate is the model? How often does the model make a mistake? Can the model generalize to unseen data? Is the model overfitting or underfitting? Which model perform pattern among several alternatives? Okay, so this type of the questions arise, and we need their answer. We need their solution also. So the actually what is error? We have studied about the error, actual value, difference between the actual value and the predictive value. Okay, so just like we have the example here, types of error. Okay, this part. Sometimes we have the training error is computed using the same data that was used to train the model. Okay, so sometimes when you are using the data set for the training, and by mistake or unfortunately, we are using the same data set for testing. So in that case, we have the training error. Interpretation. A low training error indicates that the model has learned pattern from the training data set. Okay, so this type of the error also can happen. Testing error. Okay, so testing error is computed using sorry, unseen data. Which is the unseen data set? Can you please let me know?
Validation.
Which is the unseen data set?
The test and validation, the 20% set aside.
Okay. This data set is not used for training. That data set which we are not using to train the model is unseen data set. Okay. And unseen data set we are using to test the model. Okay. So sometimes the error, which is by using the unseen dataset for testing, so known as the testing error. So this type of error also sometimes can be happen. Okay. Interpretation, testing error reflect the model's real world performance. Validation error also can happen. Validation error is used during the model development. So when we are developing the model, then in that case, this can happen. And hyperparameter tunings. So this type of the error can happen. Okay. So we will discuss all these how we can cover, how we can remove this type of the errors. So here we can have the purpose, hyperparameter tuning, model detection, selection, avoid outfitting. This is the error analysis. How we can do. Error analysis is the process of investigating incorrect prediction which we have done. So we have to correct it if the prediction is incorrect. Okay, so this part is very crucial, and many some type of the test as well as deep understanding about models and some of the essential part which is required. Uh, I tried to put here, but some more information is also required. So actually, when we are dealing with the data science, so all the things which are essential. We are not able to cover everything within 2 weeks. We are required to spend about 3 to 6 months. Okay, then everything by doing the practice, by using different type of the data set, generating the data set to the process. So all these things, when you will do on the how you are collecting the data set, when we are collecting some type of the data set, also that time we can have various type of the problems and the errors. So many things are there when we develop this type of the model. So essential and some idea how we can do. We have in this presentation in this file, which I tried to give you overview. Okay, so once you will go through this file, you have some idea. You can go through about this one. So the common source of the error, we have the poor data quality, missing values, duplicate record, incorrect label, noisy observations. Okay, so this is the due to the poor data quality, we can have the uh, and you can see the outliers. Due to outliers, also we can have some type of the errors or don't have the accurate output accuracy in the model. So outliers are the observations significantly different from the majority of the data. Mistakes, okay, model cannot learn information that is not provided. Okay, if you have the large data set, but some type of the information are not available. With that case, also we are not able to teach the model. Also, we have the classification of the model evaluation. Okay, so here we have some classifications which we can have. I think uh, classification. Okay, classification model predict the categories just like spam or not, disease or healthy, pass or fail. Confusion matrix is very important. Okay, this confusion matrix, which you see here, if you understand all this part, you will go through about this. Then, when you will study the models and the outputs which will be there, when you will run the algorithms or the models which we introduce in this file, better notebook which is available for you, you are using, you will use it after the session, or we will cover in the coming session by tomorrow. Okay, so the confusion matrix is the table used to evaluate the performance of the classification model by comparing the model's prediction with the actual outcomes. Okay, so we compare these model's prediction with the actual outcomes. Okay, so this help us to understand not only how many predictions are correct, but also the types of mistakes made by the model. Okay, so here you can see this is the confusion matrix. So actual value is positive, negative, and these are the correct value, positive, negative. So if positive and positive, this is true positive. This is true positive, and detail is given here. TP means true positive, correctly predicted positive cases. Okay, you can have FN, FN. Okay, so FN means false negative. Here is positive, but here is negative. Here is negative. Okay, so this type of the error we have false negative, negative and positive. We have false positive, negative and negative. This is true negative. Okay, so T and true negative correctly predicted negative cases, and FP means false positive, incorrectly predicted positive cases. False negative means incorrectly predicted negative cases. Okay, so how how this will help us? So now you can see here example. Here is the example. Suppose a disease predicted to the model in the test on 100 patients. Okay, so here disease and disease. This is the actual, or in the set we have predicted. So this is 40, this is 5, this is 10, and this is 25. So these are the values TP, FN, FP, TN. Okay. Now you can have the interpretation total prediction. See the total prediction. This is the total prediction TP, TN, this one. Okay. And now we want to check the accuracy. This is the formula to check the accuracy. For the accuracy, what you will do, accuracy measures the percentage of the correct prediction. Okay. So this is only we have the total prediction. And we need accuracy. How accurate is our model? So for that, you will use here TP and TN, and at bottom we have total values TP, TN, FP, FN. So the values which we have at this place in this table, you will put here, and this will give some value which is 0.85, meaning is that according to this table, this matrix, we have 85% accuracy. And what is the meaning? The model correctly predicted 85 out of every 100%. Okay, so this is the interpretation about this one. There is also we have precision. Okay, so this is the formula. This is the formula for precision. TP upon TP plus FP. So when you have this method in your mind, how you can calculate after having the calculation, what is the meaning, what you are getting the information. So this will help you to understand the outputs when you will execute any algorithm. Okay, so other formulas are here and their interpretations are also there. Okay, for the recall, sensitivity. Okay, this is also the part of to study the accuracy. Okay, recall TP upon TP plus FN. This is the formula. Okay, and we have recall is 88.9%. So the model successfully identifies 88.9% of the actual disease. Okay, so this is the meaning of the sensitivity and how you can calculate the formula. So once you have the formulas and how you can implement, so this part is very, very crucial and very, very important, because without this confusion matrix, we are not able to check the accuracy of our model. So all these tests are required. This will help you to understand the accuracy of your model. Okay, so you are required to spend some time on this file, which I prepared specifically for you. And if you will go through and simple examples, I did not put long theory part, only simple method along with examples, so that you can have better understanding in very less time. Only the useful information I try to collect for you. Okay, and you can easily go to this file. So F1 score, we are required to calculate F1 score. Okay, so we have calculated this value precision value. We have recall is also, so F1 is calculated by this formula, 2 twice of precision into recall upon precision plus recall. So this is the formula. So if you will put all these values in this formula, and F1 will be approximately 84.2%. The model has a good balance between precision and recall. So balance is very, very important. How much these outcomes are balance each other. Okay. So why is confusion matrix important? This is the reason. How many predictions were correct in your model? How many positive cases were missed? How many false alarms occurred? Is the model suitable for real world deployment? So you have to cross check all these information. So this is the reason why you are required to check all these values when you develop an. Okay. So here we have some real world applications. You can go through this file. Okay, and here is also some. Actually, I should remove this part. This part we have already discussed above. Here is some another example. Okay, this part repeated. Again, we have ROC and AOC. So please see here the values which you will calculate. ROC evaluate the classification performance across multiple thresholds when you apply. So AOC scale score, and on the second column we have performance. Okay, so here is one perfect. If the value lies between 0.9 to 1, then excellent. If the values lies between 0.8 to 0.9, good. 0.7 to 0.8, fair. And if 0.7 or less than 0.7, poor. Okay, the meaning is that 0.7 or less than 0.7. Okay, so these parametric values also we should be familiar about all this. And here is a regression model. Okay, this part we have already discussed. MAE, MSC formula, root mean squared error. Okay, R square. This is the R square formula. This is the R square formula is equal to 1 minus SS RAC and SS total. Okay, this by using this formula you can calculate the R square. So if the values of R square, and you can have, if 1 we have perfect, if 0.90 then excellent, if 0.7 to 0.9 good, and 0.5 to 0.7 moderate, and for actually at this place we have 0.5. Okay, if the values are less than 0.5, poor. Cross validation is also very important part. Cross validation. Okay, so the most common k-fold cross validation. Suppose we have k is equal to 5 or 10. The value of k is 5 or 10. So what are the benefit? Better performance estimation, reduced overfitting, efficient use of data. Okay, so this part we have discussed already in the previous session. So some part these will be happen in the coming session by tomorrow. Okay, based dysentery, these algos we are using in the coming session. So all these will help you to understand the output values when you will try to use uh, different algorithms, their outputs. Just like you can see here is the trend accuracy, test accuracy, output values are there. I'm not executing all this. So here you can see this is the confusion matrix. Okay, here is the ROC AOC score. So when you will study the PDF file which I present here, all the information which I try to collect it to for the better understanding about these models, which you can try yourself also. Okay, and we will cover all these models in by tomorrow from this side for more interpretation about all these. Okay, and so see here, confusion matrix is everywhere. Test accuracy. If you are using the dysentery here, also you can see the confusion matrix. Random classifier, when you will apply, you have the values. K-nearest model, you can see we have this information. Okay, so kappa score. Kappa score is also is there, which we need to understand, and the wrong prediction output, confusion matrix. You can see trend and the confusion matrix of the training. Okay, how you can use all these, how you can return all these values, model accuracy trend, ROC score in the trend, ROC score in test. Okay, so by using all these method, you can check your model whether your model is working well, what is the accuracy, effective, we can deploy it or not. So all these are the component of the different algorithms, and check them how much is accurate. Okay, so when you will see the output values, see all this. So this information will help you to understand the model, whether the model is correct or not, the performance, etc., accuracy. coefficient matrix. So many things are there which is essential to understand. Okay. So this, dear participant, this is all about the today's session. So from his side, you have the assignment. You must be clear about the file which I open here in PDF. Sorry. This is the Python. Yes, this file. So most of the information is there in this file. First, you are required to understand all the methods. Most of them we have studied, we have covered here. Some will be new, and some also we are required to introduce in this file. Okay, this is not the final file because I was covering the all the methods which are essential, but some of them I think missing. I have to again rebuild this file, regenerate to collect all the information which are essential for our models. Okay, so you must try the models here which we present here. Easy to execute, but some of them will take more time. So you have to keep patience. And if you want to execute the entire file, all the statements which are there, so you can click here this sign. So this will restart the kernel and run all the cells. But you have to wait. It will take time depend on the speed of your system and the internet. Okay, so according to that, this will return all the values. So tomorrow in the session, we will start from uh, this place, from logistic regression. Actually, the thing is some more information about these algos, what are the reason behind and what are their properties of the all the models which we are using, and some type of the conditions are also there. So if you have some more information about these models which we need to, which we can apply, so if you have some more information about these models, properties, and the conditions, so this will help you for the better understanding about the models. And for the testing purpose, you have to use this file. Okay, so this file I will upload for the today's session. Okay, and also I share one JPG file in the WhatsApp group today, and some more content, if possible for me, late evening, I will try to develop some more content for you, uh, which help you to understand this file. Okay, but this is enough. But if you have some graphical presentation, this will help you. So I need some more time to develop the content, specifically for this part. Okay. So dear participant, this is all about the today's session. Now, if you have question and yes, any question, please. Dear participant, any question, please? Alka Dikshit to Arun, as I am a researcher, can I talk to uh, just Alka Dikshit, madam? Yes, you can talk. No problem. Okay, Paul Gokul, you are using Collab. Yes, this file will also you can use on Collab. Okay. Himanya, okay, today you did not ask any question. Himanya, thank you. I was waiting when you will open your mic.
I'm just listening. I will do the practice.
Yes.
Yeah, the training is very good, and I'm putting on my hands.
Yeah. So in the today's session, a lot of information I put here, and many questions, answer of your many questions are there in this file.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this file will help you many questions. Actually, the thing is, okay. Uh, I developed some sequence to present my content. Okay. So I know there will be many questions, and what type of the questions will be from your side. So always I try to put some simple thing first, then complex. So today, as you can see, that many questions which you have and you want to know. In the today's session, we cover each thing, and the today's session will help you in the coming sessions for the better understanding, and also the file specifically Jupyter file and algo the models I did not run because this part was very important. And now when you will execute, you will go through the file. And still, one more thing I wanted to say you to all the participants. Okay, I am sharing my screen. I am sharing my screen. Is you are beginner, okay, and many things I am not able to interpret. Okay, some information I can skip. I don't. Everyone, we all are human. Okay, everything we are not able to present at the same time. Okay, because when we are speaking, we are presenting, we have less time, and many things we have to keep in mind. So, for detailed interpretation, you can see my screen.
Yes,
My
we
screen
can
is
see.
visible?
It's visible.
Okay, thank you. So my screen is visible, and here where is the other file? Yeah, this one. Okay. So when you execute any algo and you have outputs, see here, you have to write the report on the basis of this information. When you will execute any model and you have some outputs, so you are required to interpret of these values as much you will uh, have the detailed interpretation, you have the better understanding. So in the beginning, you have to learn many things, but in the beginning also I told you that you can integrate generative AI tools as a teacher, as a mentor, as a helping tool, but don't completely depend upon these tools. These can help you enhance your skill. Okay, so in that manner you can use and see. Sometimes also I am using. Okay, I also sometimes use when I am not able to interpret or some information, some more information I required. Okay, so in that case you also can use interpret. You can see my chat GPT.
Yes, it is invisible.
Okay, thank you. Interpret. So, okay, where is the data? I need to copy. I require to copy this part.
I think it's that copy output to clipboard. Up. The first
Copy.
one.
Okay. Oh, what happening?
You are supposed to copy the first one, copy output to clipboard. output to clipboard. You can return to the code. Yes, right click in the first selection on the menu.
You
The
are
first one.
expert.
Copy the first one or the top.
Best
Copy output to clipboard.
What should I do?
The first one, the very first one. Up.
What? Yeah,
The
this one.
topmost. Yes.
This part.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you to help me. We have very nice interpretation about this model. Okay. You can easily now go through this information. The training accuracy is 81.7 and testing accuracy is 76.3. This means the model correctly classified about 82% of the training sample. The model correctly classifies about 76 of the unseen test sample. The gap, see here, the gap between train and test accuracy is not very large. So severe overfitting is not evident. Similarly, you can see the ROC AOC score. Okay, and here is the interpretation about these values. Okay, and this suggests that although accuracy appears reasonable, the model is not effectively distinguishing between the positive and negative classes. Okay, so when you will study this interpretation from different examples, then you will understand how you can train the model and which part is important to check whether our model is accurate or not. Okay, so the table which you can see at this place is very small, but we have only the our values, only we have only these values, but not in detailed interpretation. So similarly, you can have the confusion matrix, you can see here, and here is the observation, and testing also is there. You can see here is the observation, and error rate is also there, wrong prediction. You can see this is the 23.7 is the wrong prediction, and accuracy is 76, and error rate is 23.7. This is the accuracy percentage, and this is the error rate, kappa score. Okay, this is the kappa score. This will let you know how much is our model accurate. Okay, we have this is the value 0.0025. These are the kappa values, and these are the agreement. So see where this value is lies at this place. This value is here. Sorry, at this interval. Okay, so here this means the model perform almost no better than chance after accounting for the class balance. Why accuracy look good but model is poor? See here, the accuracy is good but model is poor. This is again very important. Sometimes we check that the model is giving the correct values, but still then model can be poor. For that, we have to check all these part. Only then we can decide. Okay, here also the positive class matrix. See all these values. This is the overall report of the model. Okay, when you will do all these things, when you will implement any model and you have the outputs and then cross check everything, only then you can decide. Okay, so this is the final interpretation. Okay, here is the final interpretation also give us by ChatGPT. So when you will take help from generative AI tools, these will help us to write the report, to understand what we get, and in very less time, all the information, interpretation. Okay, so very frequently in the very less time, we have the entire interpretation of our outputs and what we do now. Okay, so here you can see the according to these outputs, the model appears accurate due to the majority class dominating the data set, but it has very poor ability to identify the minority class and is therefore not reliable for practical prediction. Okay, so techniques such as class balancing, class weight threshold tuning, feature engineering, or trying alternative models should be considered. Okay, so see how many things are there in output and how you can interpret. So all these things are very, very important. Yes, Himania.
Yeah, yes, sir. I was expecting to see that kind of conclusion because I even observed on the in the training, but not very well in the testing. So I think the ROC and the F1 scores also have been inconsistent with the findings that has been reported from the model fittings. Though it showed that it predicted 76%, but it did not perform well. The performance in the training set seemed to be higher than the performance in the testing set. Some kind of implication of the underfitting, overfitting.
Yes. So, dear participant, this is there any more question? Alka madam, yes, you can contact us. Okay, surely we will help you. Then there is one more question. Real time data. Yes, we can apply for the real time data set also, but we have to achieve that level only then. Okay, we are in the very beginning level. So many things are there which we need to learn. So, dear participant, this is all about the today's session, and thank you very much to listen to me. Okay, and try to all this content, and tomorrow we will resume the session. 7:30 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. Okay. So, dear face, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you can conclude the session.
As we conclude today's session, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Meher Chand for guiding us through the practical application of customer churn modeling and demonstrating how machine learning can be used to solve real-world business challenges. Today's session brought together many of the concepts we have explored throughout the workshop. By working with a real banking dataset, we saw how customer information can be transformed into meaningful insights and how predictive models can help organizations anticipate customer behavior and make informed decisions. What made today's session particularly valuable was its end-to-end approach, from understanding the problem and exploring the data to building and evaluating a machine learning model. It offered a realistic glimpse into how data scientists and AI practitioners approach predictive analytics in professional settings. I would also like to thank all participants for your engagement, questions, and active involvement throughout the session. Your enthusiasm and willingness to learn have contributed greatly to the success of this workshop. As we continue our journey into AI and machine learning, I encourage you to revisit today's implementation, experiment with the dataset, and explore how these techniques can be applied to other real-world problems. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful night ahead.
Thank you and good night. Good night, everyone.